Welcome to Medicwise TV this evening. As usual, we bring you healthcare conversations, light to your homes, and today we are privileged to have our guest, a special guest, a lady who has passion in MRI. And in our discussion today, we will focus in MRI safety. That is the core discussion we will have today. So welcome to Medicwise TV once again. We don't take your viewership for granted. We are happy to have you on set. You can share your messages, suggestions and recommendations through the WhatsApp number on your screen, and we will be here to invite you to enjoy this discussion. So Madam Winny Chepkemoi is an MRI technologist with experience and someone who has passion in talking about MRI safety and MRI discussions. So welcome to the studio, Madam Winny Chepkemoi.
Thank you very much.
Our viewers may wish to hear you introduce yourself. They may not know you, most of them, healthcare professionals and the public. You can take this chance to introduce yourself.
Thank you. So my name is Winny Chepkemoi. I'm a CT MRI radiographer in one of the national hospitals in Kenya. I've done this for slightly over 10 years. I started with other modalities, imaging modalities like X-ray, dental X-ray. I went to CT scan, and finally MRI. So I still do both. We are quite a number of us where we are, so we do on rotational basis. So if I'm not in MRI, I'm in CT scan. That's where my passion is.
Tell us about your passion in MRI. When did you start exactly MRI? And what draws you to have this kind of passion in MRI?
Well, like I said, when I started this profession, I was almost everywhere. But then I grew a passion in CT, which is almost the same as MRI in some areas. And so CT, MRI is where we like to combine as different modalities, but almost the same way of acquiring images. And so playing around with images, where you can view images in different angles, is where the passion came from.
Wow, that's very good. So how long have you in practice with MRI? Is it the 10 years you have said?
Yes, slightly over 10 years.
Doing MRI?
Yeah, there was a challenge of training, so we had to train on job. And so I can say I've done MRI unassisted for 10 years.
Wow, that's very good. And you know, MRI, we say it is a recent innovation.
Yes.
Especially in the African market or Kenyan market. 15 years ago, maybe we had one MRI in this country.
Yes.
I know when I was training in 2005, we had only a single MRI in the country. So it is a new innovation. So today our discussion is about MRI safety. And maybe why should we talk about MRI safety?
Well, MRI machine, it uses a very powerful magnet.
Yes.
We talk about, in terms of Teslas, we talk about 1.5, the lowest being 0.5 Tesla, up to 3 Tesla. So when you talk about 1.5 Tesla, that's like 21,000 times the Earth magnetism. And so it is very powerful. We all know magnets attract. The items we call ferromagnetic. So if you have a ferromagnetic item near the MRI that we use for medical purposes, it can become a projectile. It can be pulled towards a magnet. A magnet is designed in a way that the powerful magnet is central, and then surrounding it are other magnets. So the one that is powerful, the central, is the one that can really pull, and the bigger the object, the higher the force. And that's why we say they can be projectile. So they are not safe when it comes to such ferromagnetic materials. But generally, MRI is safe. It doesn't use radiation, ionizing radiation like in CT scan and X-rays. So that is one of the advantages of MRI. It is safe. We can do MRI on literally almost every other person, from a day one old baby to a 90-year-old grandpa. So it is safe, but when used properly.
Wow, it is safe, but when used properly.
Yes.
Now let's talk about the potential risks. I've heard your background is that there are very heavy magnetic force which is playing out here in an MRI machine.
Yes.
And like you explained, the ferromagnetic materials can become projectile, means they can become missiles.
Yes, yes.
Towards being pulled towards the MRI. Are these common things, or they are just there to notice?
In terms of risks, I can say it is a rare risk, given the fact that the people who handle MRI machines are well trained.
Yes.
And there are restrictions. MRI environment is zoned. So we have zone 1, which is the public area, where everybody else can walk freely. Then we have zone 2, where we screen patients. And not only patients, we also screen any other personnel who comes to that area, including the escort for the patients. Then we have zone 3, where only the screen personnel and the screen patients, clients, are allowed in. And then the zone 4 is the highly restricted area.
Okay.
And this is where the magnet is housed. So only screen persons. When I say persons, I mean the staff, the patients, patient escorts, including the technologists themselves.
Who are allowed to?
Yes, and by screening, I mean once you're screened and you're found with a metal, you leave those metals in the screening area before you go to the next zone, zone 3.
Maybe tell us more about screening. What happens in the screening zone?
Yeah, in most facilities, we have different personnel. We have some at the receiving area, and then we go to screening. So in the screening, we have a screening form.
Screening form,
yes,
okay.
We call it an MRI checklist. That's to make sure you don't forget anything when attending to this patient. This is the place we prepare the clients. And so this screening form will make sure that you answer, as a client, you answer questions on any metallic objects, whether in your clothing, inside your body.
Okay.
Yes. And so whatever can be removed is what we'll remove at this stage. And if you have metallics in your body, then you will want to know what material it is made of. Because there are metals which are not magnetic, and then there are metals which are magnetic, and there are metals which can be magnetized. Yes.
Okay. And
so in terms of safety, we have different questions to ask. If you have any metallics in your body, if you have any devices, for example, a pacemaker, which used to be absolutely contraindicated, but now in developed worlds, and we call it developed worlds, they have pacemakers which are friendly, which are MRI friendly. So in our country, if you have a pacemaker, we will not proceed for MRI.
So MRI will have to stop at that point?
At that point.
Once they realize you have a pacemaker?
Yes.
And maybe this is a potential risk for it being pulled towards the magnet?
Yes. Some of these implants have magnetic components in them. And so anything that has a magnet will stop functioning, because the bigger magnet will erase whatever magnetism in that device is.
Wow.
And some of the implants may not necessarily be pulled, but the magnet trying to attract it to itself will produce something we'll call torque.
Torque?
Yeah.
Torque
and
means?
This torque means the implant will be trying to
pull itself?
Yeah, to oscillate sort of.
Okay.
To move.
To move from where it is?
Yeah. And so if it is in the body and it is trying to move, it means it can be dislodged. It can come out of, from where it is. Or in the process of this torque, it can cause heating. Because of
the tissue around it.
To the tissues around it. And so if it is something small like what we call aneurysm clip, the clips that are used to hold together the blood vessels, it means while trying to pull it, it can cause injuries to the tissues around.
So what happens now that it is that risky to work around MRI environment?
Yes.
And it needs thorough screening, the way you have explained, stages, so that to avoid any risk. Are there emergency strategies which have been put in MRI departments? The way to deal with emergency, just in case now the emergency happens, what are the measures to mitigate?
There are different kind of emergencies that we may experience. For instance, a patient may need, let's say, oxygen or resuscitation. So in that case, to avoid these projectiles being taken to the MRI room, the first thing will be to evacuate the patient. And we have friendly MR conditional stretchers or wheelchairs which you can use to evacuate the patient outside the zone 4, and then from there we can resuscitate that patient. And we have a team. We'll have nurses, technologists, we have nurse aides, and we may have radiologists around. And most of our departments are stationed close to emergency units where we can get help. So the reason why we need to evacuate this patient is to prevent instances where someone will want to come in with an oxygen cylinder, for example, which is not MR compliant and can be pulled into the magnet. If such a thing is pulled into the magnet, and we already have a patient there and maybe other staff, that means this thing can hit any of those people and cause death. Yeah, we've had cases different parts of the world. Like there was a 6-year-old child who needed resuscitation, and somebody came in with an oxygen cylinder.
Oh my God.
And that child, unfortunately, he passed on. So that is one of them. Emergencies that involve the patient. We can also have emergencies like fire, and so we have fire extinguishers which are MR conditional, but also there could be staff who are fire extinguisher trained, and so the technologist is like a guard for this machine, and so we'll need to make sure that nobody goes into the MRI suit.
Do you often experience challenges? You know, as much as there is that zoning you have explained,
yes,
which is restricting movement towards or near the MRI magnetic field is happening. Do you experience in your practice challenges of people violating those zones?
Yes, there are so many challenges. Remember, this is a hospital where there are so many staff and free to move.
Yes.
And some may not be trained in MRI safety. And so we can have near misses where somebody comes and wants to go into the MRI room. So probably this person has got access to the zone 3, for instance.
Yes.
And so may go into zone 4 without someone realizing and without being screened. So if proper screening is not done, people walk around, because there are units where there is shared space. You can have different modalities sharing a space, and so there is a lot of trafficking, and so such may cause hazardous situations.
Let us talk direct to young radiographers who want to practice MRI like you.
Yes.
And maybe you have said when you began there was training challenges. Do you feel those training challenges still exist, or now it is easier for young radiographers to join and practice MRI?
Yes, I can say right now it is a bit easier, because during our time when we trained, there were very few radiographers who were doing MRI. There were few resources. Right now we have quite a number of resources. They're available online. We have simulators online where someone can go through the training. There are trainings outside country, and we now have at KMTC we have a new program, higher diploma in MRI. Okay. And so I'll encourage the radiographers, young radiographers, even old radiographers, not just young radiographers, radiographers with experience, to join these colleges and train in MRI, and not just train but practice. Yes, because now we have equipment. Initially,
are available in the
yes,
country.
they are available.
Unlike those days, when we had maybe one MRI in one province or one county, now yes, there are many.
Now there are many.
That's the advantage first.
Yes, there is room, there is opportunities for practicing. Yes. There used to be fear of MRI, and the most likely situation why people will fear MRI is because the magnet is always on. The magnet is always on.
On, yes.
Yes. And so if precautions are not taken, then it can be hazardous. And so right now we have so many facilities. We are quite a number of facilities. And this fear has somehow gone down because there are many people who have trained at the moment. And so you mingle with the people who have trained and you get the confidence in you and you're able to train.
Yeah, as a senior radiographer, you are involved in mentoring young radiographers who want to pursue MRI training.
Yes.
What challenge do you encounter during your mentorship programs? with young people?
I can say the most challenge is time to practice.
Yes.
There is not enough time for the students to practice. There are so many of them. Where I practice, we have a lot of students from the universities and from the colleges, different colleges in Kenya. And so there are so many for one unit.
Okay.
Fortunately, there are other places they can go to. And so I think that is the most challenging part.
There is critical innovation in terms of AI.
Yes.
Maybe this time you can tell us, has AI been incorporated in MRI practice? Have you seen this?
Yes, there are new advances, the new equipment, and also new softwares are coming up with software with AI incorporated.
Yes.
And this AI is really helping in terms of clear or better resolution on the images we produce, reduced scan time, because MRI takes a bit longer compared to other modalities like CT scan. You can have one procedure taking up to between 30 and 60 minutes. And so the AI is really helping in reducing the scan time.
Okay.
Yes.
What are the challenges with this long scanning time, especially on patient anxiety and cooperation?
Yes, the nature of the MRI examination room may be a bit scary to patients. One is supposed to remain still completely for about 15 to 60 minutes, depending on the procedure. And so it can be tiring. One may be anxious because you're told not to move, and you may be anxious. You don't know if you're moving, your images are coming out well. You want your images appearing well, so that diagnosis can be made. Because for a patient, they want a diagnosis made. Yes.
And they may be fearing that they are interfering with the diagnosis.
Yes, yes. And we do communicate with patients from time to time, encouraging them and assuring them so that they can continue remaining still for the rest of the examination time. And so the challenge will be, a patient is a patient. The patient is not well. And so keeping that patient still for that period of time may be really tiring for that patient. And sometimes we have to stop and away, or some will really want to keep still, but they feel they become more sick. So, but reassuring the patient, talking to them from time to time, or even giving them someone for support is really encouraging.
There could be members of the public watching this conversation, this interview with you, and maybe they will wish to know what is the costing, pricing on MRI examinations averagely.
The costing really depends on where the MRI is. You have to make something a little of then it means it will be a bit expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's a cost sharing like in government, then the cost
is cheaper.
But the initial capital for MRI is quite expensive, and also it depends on the strength of the magnet. There is 0.5, 1.5, 3 Tesla. In other places they have 4, 7 Tesla in developed countries.
So in Kenya, in Kenyan standards, which Tesla do we have in the market?
Well, we've had 1.5 for in different facilities.
1.5 Tesla?
Yeah, 1.5 Tesla and a few 3 Tesla.
And a few?
3 Tesla.
3 Tesla.
Yes.
Okay.
So 3 Tesla will be a bit advanced, but there are still some procedures which we still prefer using 1.5 Tesla.
Okay. So in a nutshell, you are saying innovation in MRI, there are machines with 4 Tesla, which are hardly available in Kenya. But in Kenya, we can have maybe few 3 Tesla machines, but the most common could be 1.5. And Tesla is the, what is Tesla? For a layman's language.
For measuring magnetic field.
So the more the Tesla, the more the magnetic power.
Yes, the stronger the magnet.
The stronger the magnet,
Yes.
and the clearer the image.
Well,
Does it translate that way?
with 3 Tesla, you're able to do more. You're able to do 3-dimensional images.
Okay.
You're able to do whole body image from head to toe.
To toe?
Yes,
Mhm.
1.5 not yet.
1.5 not yet.
Yes.
So hapo Wakenya mmesikia tuko nyuma kidogo, courtesy of knowledge ambayo tunapewa na Madam Winny hapa. Mujikase mununue 4 Tesla sasa ikuje Kenya. So 4 Tesla not in Kenya yet. Okay, let's talk about costing of MRI unit. You have an idea?
Not quite.
There could be ambitious radiographers who want to invest in MRI in Kenyan markets.
Well, it can be slightly over 100 million to establish a whole MRI department.
Slightly above 100 million, not pocket change.
Welcome to RadMed, your 360 degrees radiology and healthcare partner. Shop for all your radiology needs, from X-ray machines to ultrasound machines, we have it all. At RadMed, we are dedicated to revolutionizing healthcare. We are experts in radiology and healthcare equipments, serving all areas in Kenya. Why should you choose RadMed? Firstly, we provide high quality and reliable modern technology hospital equipments. Secondly, we provide personalized support for every client. Thirdly, we have a proven track record in successful installations. Globe Care Hospital in Eastleigh, we delivered and installed an X-ray machine. Lydia Key Memorial Hospital, we delivered and installed an X-ray machine and a computed radiography machine. In Calvary Hill Hospital, we delivered and installed an X-ray machine with a CR. In Ziwa Hospital, we delivered and installed an X-ray machine with a complete CR. In Mwanzawetu Health Services, we delivered and installed a colour Doppler machine with 2 probes. Brooks and Cherith Hospital, we delivered and installed an X-ray machine with a CR. In Nanyuki Hospital, we delivered and installed an X-ray machine. Asobi Healthcare. Malkia Wings Hospital. Zenit Care Hospital. Nelly Nursing Home.
Break out installation of the MRI room. Why and what is the purpose for this?
So purposely the insulation is to protect the magnet from other magnetic fields, from noises outside the magnet room,
Okay.
and to prevent any ferromagnetic materials being attracted to the magnet, considering it is a very powerful magnet. So the design itself is a bit expensive. You have to line with copper to prevent magnetic fields. Yes, you have to, if you have, there are different types of magnets. There is permanent magnet and there is superconducting. For superconducting, you need electricity on throughout to maintain the magnetism in the machine. Like I said, the machine is always on. That magnet is always on. And so we use helium. It's a type of a gas that will keep cooling the machine to maintain the magnetism. It is expensive. There are other things, accessories that we use to acquire images. They are called coils.
Coils, yes.
Yes, radio frequency coils. They are also quite expensive. So generally, to install an MRI suit is expensive.
Very expensive.
Yes.
I understand, and I can see the figures are so high, but the benefits are also very enormous. So maybe let us move to diagnosis. How do you think MRI has revolutionized diagnosis?
Well, MRI is good for soft tissue. Generally, it is quite good for soft tissue. It produces images with different contrast of different tissues, and so you're able to distinguish between one tissue and the other. You're also able to get images of blood vessels, even without using contrast. You are able to do quite a number of imaging, whether functional or just for anatomical structure. And so it is a bit superior to, say, CT scan. The two produce images on a slice manner, where you're able to slice the image in different planes, different directions. But for MR, the soft tissues are well distinguished, well defined, and so you're able to see, to characterize different tissues, different growth, what we call tumors. You're able to see neurological deficits compared to CT scan and other modalities. As much as this is, it is not so quick to acquire an MR image like in CT scan.
Yes, yes.
But it is a bit superior when it comes to soft tissue. You're able to see the muscles as they are, almost like in real image, though in gray color, sort of. So it aids in diagnosis and also in follow-up of diseases and therapy. We also have in other places where we do image guiding biopsies, for instance, using MRI without a lot of invasion. Yeah. It is also, the magnet is safe.
Okay.
Yeah. Compared to other modalities where we use ionizing radiation. So you can do as many MRIs as requested. We do MRI on expectant mothers, but we tend to avoid it on the first trimester because no much studies have been done. Have concluded any biological hazard.
So there is profound benefit in diagnosing or in divining soft tissue.
Yes.
During when we are looking for diseases or diagnosis of growths.
Yes.
Are you able to tell us any, because cancer has become very prevalent, are you able to say what are the common cancers diagnosed by the MRI? In observation during practice?
Yes, the purpose of imaging is to tell whether there is pathology or not.
Yes.
And then there are other tests which will be done to confirm the pathology. So MRI is very good in characterizing lesions, especially liver lesions, brain, neurological lesions, especially with the spinal cord, where in other modalities you're not able to see the cord clearly, but in MRI you're able to see the cord and the lesions in it, as tiny as in terms of millimeters, because our images are produced in terms of 2 to 5 millimeters thickness. So that slice is a slice of, in terms of millimeters. So you're able to see very tiny, tiny, tiny masses.
We usually thought that prevention is better than cure.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have instances where people walk in and they want to be checked using MRI, or MRI must be exclusively a prescription from a doctor?
Yeah, well, MRI is still a prescription, doctor prescription type of imaging.
Yes.
And so we receive patients only from physicians. And
There's
even
no walk-in and saying, oh, I feel I need a checkup and maybe you can do it. Because I heard you said there's a whole body MRI which can be done.
yes, and out there, people are really getting to know MRI and they are going for a full body screening, which at times may not be quite necessary.
Yes.
Because we have other screening tools, especially with the lab tests and all that, which can point, and so you're sent for. But what we are doing, mostly for young women of reproductive age, for breast issues, we will prefer MRI than mammography for screening.
Wow, that's good. Where do you see the innovation of MRI, the future of MRI, especially now with the AI coming into place? Where do you see the future of MRI practice?
Well, MRI is getting to be known, and most physicians are now ordering MRI exams. MRI exams, some patients may decline because of the length it takes to be in a MRI machine. There are patients who, clients who are what we call claustrophobic.
Claustrophobic.
Yeah, fear of confined places.
Yeah, like MRI space.
Yeah,
It is
anxiety.
very small.
Anxiety.
So they are doing something to mitigate that?
Yes, so the manufacturers are doing something about it. We now have open MRI systems.
Open? You
Yes.
don't need to...
Yes, in some instances they even seated patients during the scan. In the country, I think we only have one in the country.
We have one in Kenya?
Yeah, but a small one.
A small one?
Yes, and initially we had MRI with a tiny, tiny bore. Now the bore has increased in terms of diameter, and so patients are getting used to such places. The manufacturers, the MRI also produces quite a lot of noise.
Noise, yeah.
Yeah, up to 100
There's
decibels.
noise, yeah,
Yes, there is noise because of the changing magnetic fields.
Okay.
Yes. So manufacturers are really trying to find ways of reducing the noise.
Yes.
Yes.
So the future of MRI could be...
There are also portable MRIs coming up.
Okay.
Yes. And
Portable in the sense that you can take to where the patient is?
Yes. And also improving the MR environment in some places, especially children or even adults. They're able to watch movies as the MRI is being taken. They listen to music, which can distract. And so manufacturers are doing a better job.
So the future
in coming up with
can
softwares.
Be drastically innovative.
Yes.
The future in terms of MRI practice.
Yes.
So I'll take you back to training and maybe tell us, you said you trained on the job?
Yes, I trained on the job.
Now that you trained on the job, have you since had a formal training?
Like I said, I started with a diploma in radiography. I went for a higher diploma, then first degree. I'm yet to go for a second degree.
Okay.
And a lot of trainings here and there, especially from the specialist applications trainers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
You train with them and you gain experience.
Yes.
From them. What message, maybe as we move towards the end of this interview, maybe you can, what message can you give young radiographers who want to pursue MRI training?
There are opportunities for training which have come up. Grab them. Go for those trainings.
Yes.
And even during your basic training, don't fear MRI. Go to MRI, observe what is being done there, get used to the MR safety, and that alleviates the fear because there used to be so much fear because you don't want something happening, because we have near misses practically. Yes. During practice, and so when people hear there was a near miss or something happened somewhere, they fear to go to MRI. So I'll tell all the radiographers, young and old, come to MRI room, visit MRI, see what happens there. It's not that hard. Yes. Once you get used to. Get
inspired.
Yes.
Pursue and you will be there ready to mentor them.
Yes, we keep mentoring them.
Okay.
Yes. We also mentored and we are also mentoring. And we would like to have many radiographers doing MRI. Yes.
Maybe young radiographers could want to contact you directly so that you advise them on how they can learn, especially on the job, MRI, and maybe mentor them. Maybe you can give them your phone number for purposes if they want to contact you.
Yes, I know there are so many other campuses and students could be watching. Free to contact me. Any other person who will want to know any other information about MRI, free to contact me on number 0721 536
0721
536
536
596.
596.
Yes.
Winny Chepkemoi will be there to advise you about how to navigate your MRI career progression. So we have been so grateful to have this conversation, and I think we are coming almost to the end. We appreciate viewers for being here, for your support, and especially the support you gave us during the Radiographers AGM. We have seen so many of you have viewed our streaming live from AGM site at STEM Hotel in Nakuru, and we are happy for that. And the young radiographers who are present, and they really did passionate contribution towards the AGM, and they love this profession. So we will always be here to bring you this kind of discussions. Like we always say, Medicwise TV is the haven for healthcare conversations. And remember, we are sponsored by RadMed Connect Limited, supplier of radiology equipment, X-ray, ultrasound, and other radiology supplies. Feel free to support us. So, Madam Winny, maybe this time you give a parting shot. They call it neno ya mwisho. Kwa wale wanaokusikiza ndio tumalize.
Yes, I know MRI is a very interesting modality. Those who want to pursue, please welcome. Join the college. KMTC has just started MRI program. Please join. For the public, if a doctor requests an MRI for you, have a conversation with that doctor before you come to us. And once you are scheduled for an MRI, try and put on clothing that do not have a lot of metallics, because you will be required to remove. For the ladies and even gents, if you have things like tattoos usually carry some ion field,
ferromagnetic.
which can be dangerous in terms of magnetic fields. If you have any implants or you suspect you have, please inform the staff in MRI, because if we don't know, then it can be dangerous for you. And anything you need to ask while screening, please ask, so that we are able to proceed for the MRI in an agreed.
See?
Yes. If you have any question, please ask. If you are asked any question, just answer. It is for the sake of the MR safety. For any other personnel within the hospital, within any other radiology facility, just know MRI is always on. We don't switch it off. And so you need to be careful within the MRI environment.
Thank you so much.
It can be fatal.
Thank you so much, Madam Winny Chepkemoi. And on behalf of Medicwise TV, we don't take it for granted that you had to make it here for this discussion.
Yes.
We appreciate your presence and your support, and for feeling as part of Medicwise TV and being here to make this discussion. So we want to appreciate you so much for your time and your presence here. So maybe next time we find time, we will discuss more about MRI.
Yes.
So that we educate the community and the people, the public about MRI safety and the benefits of MRI at large. So we appreciate you for being here. And in this studio, I was Didakus Mochache, your host, aka Dida the X-ray man. So we say bye-bye and see you next time.
Yes,
thank you so much.
Thank you very much
for coming to this interview.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome to RadMed, your 360 degrees radiology and healthcare partner. Shop for all your radiology needs, from X-ray machines to ultrasound machines, we have it all. At RadMed, we are dedicated to revolutionizing healthcare. We are experts in radiology and healthcare equipments, serving all areas in Kenya. Why should you choose RadMed? Firstly, we provide high quality and reliable modern technology hospital equipments. Secondly, we provide personalized support for every client. Thirdly, we have a proven track record in successful installations. Globe Care Hospital in Eastleigh, we delivered and installed an X-ray machine. Lydia Key Memorial Hospital, we delivered and installed an X-ray machine and a computed radiography machine. In Calvary Hill Hospital, we delivered and installed an X-ray machine with a CR. In Ziwa Hospital, we delivered and installed an X-ray machine with a complete CR. In Mwanzawetu Health Services, we delivered and installed a colour Doppler machine with 2 probes. Brooks and Cherith Hospital, we delivered and installed an X-ray machine with a CR. In Nanyuki Hospital, we delivered and installed an X-ray machine. Esobi Healthcare. Malkia Wings Hospital. Zenit Care Hospital. Nelly Nursing Home. Pro Care Cottage Hospital. Esther, a radiology entrepreneur. Itak Hospital. Peter, a radiology entrepreneur. Mugamo Medical Center. Jabs Medical Center. Why should you choose RadMed? Firstly, we provide high quality and reliable modern technology hospital equipments. Secondly, we provide personalised support for every client. Thirdly, we have a proven track record in successful installations.